Welcome in, everybody, for Pac-12 football and beyond, part of the Landry Football Podcast Network and the Off the Hook Sports YouTube channel. Scout's Eye on Football is what we call this, but we're focusing on the Pac-12 in this show. A reminder that if you like this show, if you're a Pac-12 football fan, sign up, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share. And make sure that you can get all the Pac-12 football content, the best ones you're going to get out there in the market. If you're a fan of the Big 12, of the ACC, of the Big 10, of the SEC, oh yeah, we've got all of those shows as well. The same name, SEC football and beyond, Big 10 football and beyond. You got the drill. So sign up for your favorite conferences. If you like them all, sign up for all of them. Subscribe, like, and share. Sign up for the Landry Football Podcast channel. Subscribe, like, and share over there. That way you get all of our content, all of the college shows, all of the NFL shows. And of course, we encourage you, if you like all this college content, you're going to love Off the Hook Sports. So go to the Off the Hook Sports YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and share this. And you can get the best college content around as we break you all around. The folks there do a great job covering Tennessee. Dave Hooker and his staff, phenomenal. So check them out. Well, let's take a look. What we got on LandryFootballcom is we've got even more film room breakdown for you of this conference, as well as every other conference, as well as the NFL. So make sure that you check all of that out, as well as all the coaching search stuff. We've got Nebraska. We've got Arizona State openings. Who's the best fit? What's the type of program? I'm going to use my background in the coaching search world to help you in the coaching staff evaluation world to help you understand a little bit better about where they're going. I think there's some other openings that are coming up. Auburn and Georgia Tech are sure to have openings, and I think there'll be more. We'll keep you up to date on everything from recruiting to the draft to NFL, college, you name it. It's one-stop shopping football, like having your own coaching and scouting department for less than a magazine subscription. So take advantage of our football season sale today. It's an interesting week in the Pac-12. Austin Jones, Travis Dye both ran for 100 yards. USC jumped out on Fresno State early, won at 45-17. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs in college football, hate to see Jake Haener, the outstanding quarterback, carted off the field with that ankle injury early in the second half. We'll see. It doesn't. They're hopeful that it doesn't end this season. Certainly hope not. Utah held San Diego State to 3.1 yards per play. It rolled in a 35-7 win. Oregon made a big-time statement. How about that 41-20 win over BYU? Bo Nix was excellent. He threw efficiently, 13 for 18. He spread the ball around, gave him time, 5 touchdowns. Look, Oregon's gotten better. Georgia's really good. I think people overreact to one moment. People that wanted to dispel one side looks at this. Look, they're going to be just fine. They're going to get better as the year goes along. Georgia's just that good. Arizona State fell to 1-2 with a 30-21 loss to Eastern Michigan. And Herm Edwards is gone. It was a hot seat situation, and it just tells you the disingenuous nature of the sport and the administrators there. Herm Edwards should have been gone quite some time ago. NCAA violations, practicing during the COVID year. Pardon me. You wait to the embarrassing loss to Eastern Michigan. That has been a poorly coached team since he's been there. He's had no background in college football for years and years and years. Hired a lot of ex-players that really didn't have backgrounds in recruiting or coaching at the college level. And I thought it was a really, really bad hire. It's ending, and we're going to have more details at LandryFootball.com and on the Landry Football Podcast Network and the Off the Hook YouTube channel about Arizona State's situation, where they might be headed, just like we did with Nebraska and kind of going through that situation. We'll have the Arizona State situation. So make sure that you subscribe, like, and share the Off the Hook YouTube channel, as well as Off the Hook Sports YouTube channel, as well as the Landry Football Podcast Network. Arizona picked up one of their biggest wins of the weekend, toppling North Dakota State. That was a better win than people might know. I think people know North Dakota State's pretty good. That's a good win. It's the best team in the FCS. Arizona's 2-1, little bit better, than last year. UCLA, I know they were looking ahead, but beating South Alabama 32-31. It was what could have been an ugly performance. They got to get ready. They've got some tough games coming up. Wasn't real impressive. They're 3-0, and that's the first time since 2015 that's happened. Washington State gets some early momentum, continuing to build off of that. 38-7 win over Colorado State, not a very good Colorado State team. Cameron Ward playing pretty well for him, 4 touchdowns. Oregon State is really good. I think 3-0 for the first time since 2014. 68-28 win over Montana State. Well-coached football team. How do we look at it, the league right now? The Pacific Northwest is the programs, Oregon State, Washington State, pretty good. And that's good for the league, obviously, as you're losing USC along with UCLA. So I still think it's Utah's getting better. They handle business. I look at USC, and I still think they're the best team in the league. They are very impressive the way they jumped out on Fresno State. I thought Fresno State might give them a little trouble offensively. This USC team's really good. Now, the defense gave up 421 yards, but they forced some turnovers, and they had 2 more takeaways than Fresno State, or it could have been a closer game. This USC team is really, really good. But much like Lincoln Riley's teams at Oklahoma, they don't play very good defense, and they live and die with their offense. So Utah's playing better. Utah always gets better as the year goes along. Look, I think Utah had every chance to beat Florida. You can always say should have, whatever. They didn't. Utah gets better as the year goes along. Probably unfortunate for them that they played that early in the year. They've rattled off 35 straight points in the second and third quarters of this game. San Diego State couldn't throw the football on them. They needed 34 passes to pick up 113 yards. Meanwhile, Utah ran the football all over them. They threw the football all over them. Cam Rising threw for 4 touchdowns. Look, we'll see. I think Utah's in pretty good shape to go through the conference, and I'm excited to see Utah as they develop during the course of the year. Oregon, look, I think they've rebounded against BYU. I think they showed that they're a little bit better and will get better. Look, it's a new coaching staff. It's a young coaching staff. I think they'll get better and better. They're going to play a Washington State team that poses a challenge. So this is going to be quite interesting. But I thought they really took it to BYU. That was no fluke. They handled them from the start. Bo Nixon, breaking down the tape, missed just 5 passes. And he scored 5 touchdowns. So I'm curious to see how that Oregon-Washington State game comes about. Washington, electric atmosphere in Husky Stadium. It allowed Washington to kind of, reintroduce itself. And boy, is that offense humming with Michael Penix. They thumped Michigan State. It was much wider than that 39-28 margin. The biggest question facing Washington heading into the game was the offense legit or just playing bad opponents? Well, they've played bad opponents, but Michael Penix is really good. He tossed 4 touchdowns, 397 yards, totaled 503 yards. Maybe a shock to some people. We kind of warned you at Landry Football that might be coming. Oregon State. Montana State's better team than people might think. Not quite North Dakota State, but along the same lines. They put 70 points on them. 68, actually. 28. They are really good. They host USC, and then they hit the road to play Utah. The rubber meets the roads. I'm telling you, they're going to get one of these teams. And don't be surprised if they play USC off their feet here. UCLA, still in the mix, but, boy, they don't look good on film. They've got you got Colorado, not very good, bad, and then they're hosting Washington. That's going to really tell the tale there to start Pac-12 schedule. Washington State, after that massive victory over Wisconsin, they went out and handled business against Colorado State. Want to see them a little bit more as they get into the schedule. Arizona, as I said, not really sold on them as a coaching staff. I do think Jaden DeLora helps. I think he's running and throwing very well. They continue to show improvement. So I'm happy for them that they're at least showing some signs of life. Again, nice win over North Dakota State. Stanford had the weekend off. I'm really worried about that team. The turnover issues, they're not playing clean football. They don't have explosiveness on offense. They don't run the football or don't have the special backs they've had in the past. Some real problems there. Cal suffered its first loss of the season on the road against Notre Dame, and it looked like they had every chance to win it. They did. They nearly caught a Hail Mary pass on the final play. Jack Plummer, didn't have a really good outing, didn't throw it very well. I know Notre Dame's pretty good defensively, but I think this Cal team has got some real issues. And then the bottom of the barrel, I mean, you got to go with Arizona State and then Colorado. Arizona State, rough weekend. How bad is it to lose? How embarrassing is it to lose to Eastern Michigan? Samson Evers ran for 258 yards and a touchdown on 36 carries. Samson Evans from Eastern Michigan ran up and down. They ran for 305 yards, picked up 458 total yards. It's Arizona State team is dead, and they got Utah and travel to USC. It's going to get ugly, and they're obviously in a coaching search, and they're going to have to sell the program in a Pac-12 that is going to be weakened with the loss of USC going to and UCLA going to the Big Ten in a couple of years, the reduced TV money, as well as the fact that Arizona State's got facing some NCAA issues that you don't know where that's going to play out, and none of us ever do with the NCAA. But that cloud, they're not going to get the type of coach that they think they can get. We'll see what Ray Anderson does. He's a different dude. He's probably going to go with some analytical type guy and somebody that's a first-time coach. It's probably all they're going to be able to get. I don't know how much longer Colorado's going to stay, quite frankly, and not make a move. I just think it's a really bad-looking team. Paul Durrell is not a bad coach. I just think he's in over his head. He's playing a lot of young guys. They're not very good. The same problems exist with the Pac-12 issues. I don't know how long they stick with them. I don't know if they, Rick George, the athletic director, has come out in support of them. I think they're trying to get through the year, but it's going to be difficult. They got totally annihilated by Minnesota. They threw for only 90 yards between the three quarterbacks, and they rushed for 34 carries, 136 yards. The offense is just bad, really bad. They just scored 30 points through 3 games. They haven't been really good defensively. They've allowed 38 or more points in each of those games. And they've just scored 30 points in 3 games. Let that sink in. That would put them in the category of one of the worst P5 programs in the country right now. And it's not getting better this year with all the youth. Is Calderell the answer? Can they get somebody better? Some big questions that need to be answered in Boulder right now. We are going to break down all the games in the Pac-12 later in the week, as well as all the other conferences. So make sure that you sign up, subscribe, like, and share. Pac-12 football and beyond, Big Ten football and beyond, ACC football and beyond, SEC football and beyond, Big 12 football and beyond. Make sure you do that. Sign up with the Landry Football Podcast Network. Subscribe, like, and share as well. And also do that for Off the Hook Sports YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and share. And check us out at LandryFootballcom, where we break down the game of football from a coaching and scouting perspective and give you an angle that you really can't get anywhere else. So check out our football season sale. We think it's the best one around. We think you'll absolutely love it. Hey, appreciate you joining us. Make sure that you join us next time on the Landry Football Podcast Network. Talk to you later.